Nicolas Maduro is imprisoned right there. You want to buy an iPhone at 2 in the morning, and here it is. You can see it during a pandemic or while going for a walk at 4 in the morning. How's it going? Good evening. Welcome to New York City. We're in New York. We just arrived from Buenos Aires with a layover in Guayaquil, and I have about a 14-hour layover in this city. We're going to make the most of it by walking its streets in the early morning. So join me to experience this nighttime adventure in one of the wildest cities in the world. Right now, my watch says it's midnight. We're already entering the early morning, and we're going to experience it to the fullest. Anything and everything could happen. I'm dying to get into the New York subway at 3 in the morning and see all those characters, and you're going to experience it with me. I'm carrying all my luggage on my back because I went to check out a storage room to leave my backpack. And they charge you $25 for 5 hours and $35 if I go over that. And I said, no, forget it. And I say that the good thing about carrying my luggage with me is that it keeps me warm because it's about 2 or 3 degrees below zero at night. I think I'll manage with just this little jacket, but oh well. I just got on the air train, the one that connects all the airport terminals and takes you to the connection with the New York subway. You know, this train doesn't have a driver and it's been running like this for about 20 years. It's crazy. Today it might seem normal, but 20 years ago when I saw it for the first time, it blew my mind. I'm talking about 2004, over 20 years ago. That's enough, hands off. The air train, even if it's midnight, is packed. I imagine the subway is going to be empty, and if there are people, they're going to be crazy. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe not. We were waiting slowly. We've arrived at Howard Beach Station. If you look here, there's the little map. This is Howard Beach, where we came, and there's another one, Jamaica. Both of these connect you to the subway. In this case, I'm going to take the A line. Sorry, if you go in that direction, is it this way? Should I? Okay, thanks. Here. Thank you. The air train ride from the airport to the subway terminal costs $8.50. And obviously I paid with the Cocos card. Now they accept cards here. Before you had to buy the Metro card for the subway, but not anymore. You can pay with a card, and I did it with Cocos. By the way, I want to let you know that if you're going to Brazil on vacation, you can pay using PIX, which is the QR code payment system in Brazil, through the Cocos platform. There you'll be able to use all the money you've invested. That's my experience. This subway ride was expensive, yes, but with the returns I get from mutual funds, we make up for it quite a bit. And here, next to the air train, we have the subway station, in this case the line to Plaza de Mayo San Pedrito. Little Peter. The subway in New York City costs $3 and it's also paid with tokens. Here we can see the two directions that line A goes. We have the one to Far Rockaway, where the beach is. We've made a video there. And also Manhattan, which is where we're going. It's nice that it shows you the minutes. It's coming in 15 minutes. We're just riding in the early morning. But the good thing is that here the subway runs all night. So far, I can tell you that I bundled up for nothing because I'm not feeling cold at all. We'll see when we get out onto the real street, but up to now I could have handled it just fine, just wearing a t-shirt here, and I'll tell you more in shorts and flip-flops like I used to. Here we are outdoors. The station, as you can see, has a roof, but we're pretty much out in the open. This is the part where the subway comes up to the surface, stops being underground, and becomes a train. But then when it goes into the city, it goes underground, and you can see it there on the tracks. Really snowy weather. It's about 2 or 3 degrees below zero right now. I'm telling you here, to be with Jordi Jota, maybe not, but in a t-shirt, yes, huh? The train has arrived here. If we miss it, we're in trouble because one only comes every 20 minutes. The subway just stopped for a moment and they said a police inspection would board, and that's exactly what happened. 2 female police officers got on and there was a person sleeping and they tapped them here to wake them up, like you can't sleep on the subway so there aren't any homeless people. I was thinking of doing that, damn it, I was going to film it a little, but anyway, the person woke up, the police officers left and they're still sleeping. Thank you. Here I got off at Kingston, here on Truck Avenue, and we're going to a pretty unique place. I'm seeing that there are a lot of people sneaking into the subway. They push the emergency exit with someone inside, ask them to open it, and just go in. And here's the person you see. Nothing happens with the tickets. All right, finally on the street. Welcome to New York City. Now we're right in the middle of Brooklyn, and the place I want to go is about 10 blocks away, more or less. Look at all the snow here on the sidewalk, on the cars, and the sky is cloudy. It could start snowing at any moment, right? Man, what I had forgotten is that New York is full of rats, and you can feel them running by the trash cans, can't you? Oh, who told me to do this, man, walking here alone at night, full of rats in Brooklyn? We've arrived at the first stop, 770, and you might be wondering, what is this? The headquarters of Chabad Lubavitch is a Hasidic movement quite well known nowadays. And in this place were the offices of their Rebbe, who passed away in 1994 and had been here since 1940. From what I understand, this building is from 1920. Before, there was a clinic here, and starting in 1940, it became the headquarters of Chabad. Lubavitch and the Rebbe of Lubavitch came here in 1941 and was the leader of this organization. Well, actually, he is still the leader of this organization, but he passed away in 94, and from then on, the lineage of the Rebbe of Lubavitch was not continued. Come with me, we're going to go inside. The best part is there's free food here, some vegetables, cheese, everything is kosher. We also have Laika's sponge cake, and here we can have a little coffee. This is just an ordinary night, 1:30 in the morning. Look at this, it's wild what happens here. You might be wondering, does everything happen here? Some people are studying together called chavruta, while others are having a farbrengen, which are different activities. Gatherings to talk a bit about Torah, eat and drink vodka, basically like that, to put it simply, the explanation. And here we have more food salad, bagels, eggplant puree, which is baba ganoush. I believe this is kugel, and that's gefilte fish, which is fish. This is kugel with noodles. Look how delicious it is. Now we'll grab some. It's like the bip, but the kosher version, like you get in here and go for it. They're pastries, right? Is there anyone here? 2 in the morning, basically, right in the middle of New York, a hidden underworld. Let's grab a bit of kugel here. You eat this with your hands, okay? There are no utensils, nothing here. You just eat it as it comes. You have to say the blessing. I already did it beforehand. It's such a delight to eat a bit of bagel with baba ganoush. My night is made, folks. Well, I've already eaten, but I couldn't leave here without having a little vodka. So let's ask for one. All right, my friend. There's nothing new. Everything gets stuck when you light up a churro. Pable. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So you come from where? I come from France, Argentina. Yo, how old? How old are you? How old are you? Maru, how are you?
How much do you want?
Very good, very good. Let him know.
Avísale.
Good, very good, very good, very good. I'm leaving now, feeling fresh. Missing scene. Missing end. After the little glass of vodka, we're already toughened up. Now we're going to grab a bike and ride around Brooklyn a bit by bike. Perfect night to go out and ride a bike. I downloaded the app here. There are like 2 options. There are the traditional ones and the electric ones. Here's how it works. It costs $5 to unlock the bike, and I can use it for half an hour. Now, if I want an electric one, it costs me 41 cents per minute in addition to the $5 to unlock it. I can use it for half an hour, and after that, each extra minute is 41 cents. All right, let's use it. And I set an alarm for half an hour from now, at least to try it out and take a ride. It tells you there to wear a helmet. I'm also someone who thinks you should wear a helmet, but I don't have one, so let's be careful. All right, here we are in the early morning riding a bike through New York. It's a bit tricky to film with the backpack and everything, but let's go for it. I'm heading to a place that's tough to reach by subway based on what I found. We're going to try biking there, even though it's actually pricier than the subway. Because $5 for half an hour is steep. Is this Paris? No, we're in Brooklyn. And what's this? This car? It's a war tank, man. What could it be? Here? We just left the bike at one of its stations, and you can see that behind me there's a subway station. But if I had taken all the connections to get here, it would have taken me much longer than with the bike. I made it in less than half an hour, so it only charged me $5. Now we're going to walk a little bit more, and I'll show you where I wanted to come. Behind that bridge is the Metropolitan Detention Center. That's where Nicolas Maduro is being held. Think about it. The most important figure in the most significant event of 2026 is behind those walls, and I can't get too close because everything is fenced off. There is police security and everything. But it's crazy. Like maybe less than 100 or 200 meters from where I am. None other than Nicolas Maduro. I'll read your comments to see what you think. I wanted to stir up controversy for fun, but it's wild that Maduro is actually there. Wow. They say the prison conditions are pretty harsh, and in this part of Brooklyn at this hour, nothing is open. I biked here, left it a few blocks away, and want to buy a drink, but everything's closed. There's absolutely nothing.
I know it's the city that never sleeps.
Come on, let's head toward Manhattan. Look at this. I'm all alone in the subway station. It's amazing, 3 in the morning. The tip is to always look up, because if you don't, you'll see the rats. There's a man working there and he didn't even react to me being here. What could he be doing? Still? Poor guy, being in there all night. I wouldn't want that. Could we make the dream of singing in the subway come true? I thought the car would be empty, but there are 8 or 9 of us, and there's even someone sleeping over there. I think I'm going to do the same. I should take a long subway line and just go hard for a while. Let's see if the police come to wake me up like we saw a little while ago. The thing is, in winter, it's the best place homeless people can choose because it's terrible to sleep on the street. And if we're going to cross from Brooklyn to Manhattan, are we going to do it? No more and no less than on the famous, and why not, highly praised Brooklyn Bridge. There we see that it says Brooklyn Bridge on the ground, and here we have the entrance to walk up. We're going to do these stairs all the way. It's about 1,800 meters, and the bridge was built at the end of the 19th century. It's got quite a few years on it. It's wild to see all of Manhattan back there. I think I'm the only person walking across the bridge right now. If you come during the day, it's packed with people, tourists taking pictures and so on, but right now it's just for us. This is the most iconic part. This is where everyone comes to take a picture, and I can take a picture by myself. It's beautiful to walk through the cities at this hour, 3 in the morning. Still be careful, because even though there aren't people walking or riding bikes, there are a lot of cars. It never stops, that's for sure. It's always busy, but there's no one walking around. Over there you can see the One World, which is the building they built where the Twin Towers used to be. On that side you can see the Empire State, the Chrysler Building, and well, many more. We're getting closer to Manhattan on the south side, and we're going to head north. Now we've arrived at Central Park. What the heck? They put some little papers here. What is this? Well, some people also put locks on it. What nonsense, huh? Tourists do all kinds of silly things anyway. I wonder, why is the Brooklyn Bridge so iconic and not the Williamsburg Bridge, for example? Why is this one more famous, more significant than the others here in New York? I also don't understand why in Buenos Aires we don't make one of our bridges famous and significant, like saying, oh, my dream is to cross the Pueyrredon Bridge, and everyone would come there to tie little notes to the railings of the Pueyrredon Bridge and take the typical Buenos Aires photo on the Pueyrredon Bridge. Well, no, actually I'm wrong. They do it with the Puente de la Mujer. We have one there. We also have an iconic bridge in Buenos Aires. But yes, well, my mistake. I have dreams at dawn. I'm tired. Good night. That's right. We've crossed the Brooklyn Bridge from end to end, a little over 1,800 meters, and not a single person has appeared walking on this historic path, right? Tell me, have any of you crossed the Brooklyn Bridge alone and not seen anyone else? I don't know if there are that many people who have done that. I don't know if there are that many crazy people like me who go out walking at dawn instead of sleeping. I have a cousin here in New York who invited me to his apartment. Every time I come, very kindly, he said, please come, come. But no, I want to wander the streets. I need it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Soon we'll meet up for breakfast with him and the whole family. But did I need this to wander the New York streets in the solitude of its winter nights? Still, I mean, all these lights on in the offices at this hour, what's up? Aren't they lasting? I mean, why do we leave them on? Is it just an aesthetic thing to say, oh, look how beautiful the lit up buildings are? Is that a good reason to waste electricity just for a purely aesthetic matter, when in reality very few people actually appreciate it that way? As a traveler, explorer, and city appreciator, it's probably just me and maybe a few other crazy people, and that's it. Welcome to Manhattan, that's what the sign says, and very close to the Brooklyn Bridge, about 15 blocks away. We're going to find the Charlie Garcia corner, right here on this wall with an amazing graffiti. This is where Charlie took the photo that later became the cover of his album Clicks Modernos in 1983. There's a plaque here that says Charlie Garcia Corner. And I feel very honored and proud as an ally of Sinobor to be here at this moment in this place. I don't know if you can read the plaque in the dark, but it says, in commemoration of the anniversary of the release of the album Clicks Modernos by Charlie Garcia, November 2023, I came here in October 2023. They hadn't put up the plaque yet. And here on the side, we have an alley that has a whole say no more attitude. In fact, around this area, if I'm not mistaken, they filmed the music video for Funky Va, closer to the Brooklyn Bridge. Actually, if anyone knows the locations from that video, let me know. Let's see. And someday it could be a challenge to tour all the locations from the funky music video in New York. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's really good. Just imagine that funky music video was made in '89, or well, a little earlier, because the album Como Conseguir Chicas, where funky is from '89. 4 in the morning, we're taking the Q line and it's pretty crowded, right? On top of these really old cars. I love it. It's like a trip back in time. It's 4 in the morning and there's a guy playing music down here. And at 4 in the morning, the main tourist spot in New York, which is Times Square, is practically empty. A sight you rarely see, not something usual. You might see it during a pandemic or at 4 a.m. It's empty, but a few people are still around. Where are they headed? Maybe they're heading to work or coming back, I'm not sure. It might be the same either way. They could be looking at me wondering why this guy has a camera and thinking, what is this fool doing here? Again, one of those weird cars just showed up. What could it be? What kind of weird car? This is already the second one I've seen here in New York. Well, you guys tell me the brand and all that because I have no idea. It's what's coming, but it has a design like that. Cringe. 5 in the morning, we have a 24-hour Apple store open. You want to buy an iPhone at 2 in the morning? Here it is, thanks.
Hi, how are you?
I wonder who wants to buy an iPhone in the middle of the night? Why is it open 24 hours? There are actually people buying. I thought only staff would be here, but that's probably why it's open 24 hours. It's like someone who's traveling, has a layover, needs to come get a phone, buy one, whatever, and takes advantage of that. I don't know, that's why it's open 24 hours, you tell me. Why do you think it might be open 24 hours? Still, maybe I don't get it because I don't use Apple, I use Samsung. Here we have right in front Central Park, and just a few meters away there's the monument to General Don José de San Martín, which I already showed in a New York video I made. And I think I'm going to take advantage of the fact that my cousin lives pretty close by and go crash, take a little nap to recharge, and then head back to the airport. All right, guys. Right now I'm at Grand Central Station. This is a whole renovated area, but the main hall of the station is beautiful. A building from 1913 that's fascinating, not just because of its architecture, but also because of how well it's maintained. I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings in New York, and from here I'm going to take a train to the airport. This is going to be a hack that I'll share with you in just a moment, a tip. If you ever come to New York and want to get to the airport faster because the subway takes quite a while, I'm going to tell you how to get there easily with the air train. And you might ask, Topo, what did you do all this time from when you were at Central Park until you came here to Grand Central? Well, at one point when I passed by Broadway, I thought, hey, what about having my own theater show here in New York? Well, maybe not on Broadway, but I texted my producer, Ezekiel Araduk, and said, hey, Eze, what about doing a show in New York? And what does Ezekiel, my producer, do? He calls you right away. He calls you on the phone. No, he's not a millennial who respects not calling. He says, it's a good idea about New York, but are you announcing the shows you're going to do in Argentina? I said, of course, to everyone. I tell him that on March 14 they can see me in Chipoleti, on March 21 in Rosario, and on May 16 in Cordoba. So that you can hear all those things I can't tell you on the YouTube channel, as well as a lot of tips I can't share either, because otherwise it's giving it away to fools. But for those who come to the theater, I'll tell you, and you can ask me anything. So you can clear up a lot of things that might make you curious, like for example, who finances my trips? So, well, besides that, maybe at some point, who knows, there might also be shows in New York. We're considering it. We have to figure out how to do it, but it would be epic. So take the chance to see me in Argentina before I go perform on Broadway, New York, and you can say I saw Topo when he performed in the Argentine Republic. I'm at Grand Central Station in its underground levels. This is a whole new section they built. On the lower platform, a train passes by. On the upper platform, other trains go by. In fact, now I have to take the one that goes upstairs, the one that goes to Massapequa. Here, this is a great hack, a great tip. If you ever come to New York and want to take the air train to go to the airport and avoid the subway, which takes a really long time, like the E line, for example, or the A line, which also takes a long time. You come to Grand Central, take the trains that go to Jamaica. You see here the one that ends at Massapequa. Jamaica is about the fourth stop. You get off there and transfer to the air train. And unlike the subway, which takes about 45 minutes from the Grand Central area, the train takes 22. Well, now we're going to check it out on the way, Cañoso. We're taking a train in New York, and it's going to be the first time I take a train from Grand Central. Last time I took it from Penn Station. Supposedly this is the train. I don't know who to ask. It's huge. There are a lot of cars. I don't know whether to get on or off, but does it go to Massapequa? I activated my card here. Yeah, unlike the subway, which costs 52, the subway is 3, but it's much faster and more direct. Hey, that's a long train, huh? Honestly, I love it. The car is really comfortable and just $2 more. People might say, Topo, you're only here briefly and spend on this, but you get to relax and reach the train station easily. This is for those who come to New York. A lot of people will say, but I don't know, I'm not going to New York. Well, it doesn't matter. Just know it, because maybe one day you'll come and you'll have this great tip. They revisit this video to find out how to get to or from the airport. It's easier and more comfortable than the subway, and many say the subway at dawn feels uncertain. They take this train from Jamaica, they take the train to Grand Central, and from Grand Central, those who are going to Jamaica take it. It's not very well marked, like I didn't know how to activate the ticket, everything. They made me download an app and I bought it. I'm not sure how, but I think I'll get there. I haven't been to Jamaica yet. 11:04 on time. We're leaving from Grand Central Station in New York. I just showed him the code and he didn't get anything. I mean, you just send a screenshot and travel. It's that simple. Hashtag Argentinian rules. All right, the time has come to get rid of the Campina. I feel a little sorry about it, but well, look here. The zipper is broken. The sleeve is all chewed up. So we say goodbye to the garment. We'll thank it for everything it gave us, as Marie Kondo would say. I'm not going to throw it away. I'll just leave it hanging on the train. What could be better than forgetting a garment on a train? Maybe I'll get off and someone will say to me, are you forgetting the jacket? Well, we're not just leaving it anywhere someone might need help. I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it there, trusting in people's goodwill. I love this train that goes through the New York suburbs. It's the Roca of the Big Apple. It was a great choice. I highly recommend it. Plus, it's really comfortable, you see? The pillbox scenery of the suburbs is spectacular. Goodbye, Camperita. We're about to get off. Thank you. All right. Here we are. In Jamaica, we're just going to check. The trip took 27 minutes, 5 minutes longer than expected, but that's not bad at all. Much better than the subway, which takes 45 minutes and also gets delayed, and better than the train too. And another advantage is that it drops you off right next to the air train that goes to the airport with the subway. You have to go out to the street, come back in here, you're right next to it. It's amazing, I can't complain. This is a great discovery. And now we're back on the air train. $8.50 each way to and from the city. You easily spend almost $30. But, well, I think it was worth it. What do you think? What do you say? What did you think back on this train that's taking us to Terminal 8? All right. We were just at Terminal 8 of John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City, about to take our flight to Hong Kong. You probably already saw all that journey in the previous video where I showed the adventure from Buenos Aires to Vietnam and this layover, which I put separately. I hope you liked it. There will be videos exploring Vietnam coming up, so see you next time.